Jerry.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Phoenix, even when bit by the injury bug a little bit, it's still a team with a lot of size and strength inside. To out-rebound them 44-39 and have every starter with 5+ rebounds, with that being an effort area. Just how pleased were you with the effort in that spot tonight?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Phoenix is big and had to play bigger as a result of some of their injuries. But yeah, rebounding is obviously something we talk about a lot. So anytime that we get it done, we have to make sure we celebrate it. So go ahead and write about that.
Second unit, I think Jess was the first sub, and got a couple baskets right away, a couple nice assists right away.
Yep.
And then as more players came in, I think you had just about all of them had scored in the first quarter. How much does Jess mean to that second unit and to provide that spark in the first
I told
quarter?
her when she came off the floor. I mean, when Jess has a mindset of being a playmaker, Jess is so good. It's like having another point guard out there. She's so good at making other players better. And that's in that stretch. That's exactly what she did. And it was a nice boost for us. And, we don't underappreciate Jess. That's for darn sure.
I guess just sort of going off that, but every single player that was active scored today. Just curious if that's something maybe like you hit on post game or just what that says about depth and what that can do for also team morale as a whole.
Yeah, and we talked about this is where it's okay for our players to say how tired they were going into today. I knew we didn't talk about, but I knew how they were feeling. 11 games in 20 days, et cetera. And so we knew we needed a collective, and I just thought our group was ready to do that. And I think our bench is growing. Overall, we're getting a little more consistency in how we're using them, when they're going to be on the floor, what we're doing when they're on the floor. So it bodes well for our team that we needed a team win today, and we got it. And Phoenix certainly made it difficult, and obviously they when they're healthy, even when they're not healthy, they've been grinding out wins and making it hard for everybody they play against. So good tough win for us. You got to be tough physically and mentally against these guys, and I just thought collectively we were very locked in. We had not checked out for AllStar Break yet, which made us very happy.
Cheryl, first off, what's the number up to now for below 40%?
Yeah, let me get that number for you, Mike.
We got to have that.
173-9 since 2011 when we hold our opponents below 40%, and we held these guys at 35.7 overall. So we know that we needed to play defense against these guys, and Fee, as much as the offensive end, she was pretty gassed going into the game, and she gave it to us on defense, and was pivotal, and obviously helped us reach that goal of holding our opponent below 40.
You mentioned Jess kind of like a guard out there at times. I thought defensively maybe even better today. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no, Jess was great, both ends. You could see her activity, and we certainly like to try to find ways to have her on the floor more. But she got good minutes today, made the most of them. The game came easy for her, and then just rebounding wise, she just hunts it. She's aggressive. We need it, and so both ends, Jess was special today.
Coach, just wanted to talk about the atmosphere. Obviously, the kids, just wanted to talk about with that the energy that the crowd brought the team as well.
Yeah. And we talked about before the game, we're changing lives. This is that game today. We're changing lives in all different ways. And but their energy, Wade told me, we have some of the smartest young fans. They know the game. She's partial to Minnesotans, youth in Minnesota. She was especially impressed with them knowing the words to every song that was played. And they gave us energy, a basic thing in the beginning. That we got to hit our non-camp day fans and say, hey, you need to take a little lesson there. That was impressive what they were doing, and it fired our players up. So yeah, it was a fun day.
And then obviously the All-Star, newly acquired All-Star, K-Mac. We know what she does from the shooting perspective. Just what does she bring to the game that besides the shooting, obviously defensively as well, she locked in 2 steals.
Yep.
But what does she bring to the team as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the leadership. We can't, when she's been through, in her career, so many situations that we count on her heavily in moments in the game when it gets tough or when we start moving players around. K-Mac initiate this time, so-and-so do this. She's the one that helps us get people organized. She's good off the board when we're writing it and just making sure that people know where they're going to be. And she's a playmaker. I thought her approach today was so good, understanding what's going to be available against Phoenix and, the balance of perimeter shots as well as attacking. I thought Mac did a great job of that today.
Cheryl, you mentioned Fee's defense on Thomas. She was especially effective in the second half without fouling. What are some of the keys to being able to do that?
Referee's not calling anything. I don't know what happened at halftime. What was in the room, but they came out very much like, there wasn't going to be anything. Both teams. So, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But I thought that allows you to play. That allows, Thomas to play, allows Collier to play. And really at every rim attempt, you better go in there strong, just making catches on the perimeter. Everything's hard. Both teams make it hard. So, but I thought Fee was, obviously Fee's a great defensive player. And she really gave it to us on that end of the floor today.
You put her back in with about 33 seconds to go in the first half with 3 fouls. You must have been pretty confident at that point that you would be able to guard Thomas on that possession without fouling.
Yep.
What gave you that confidence?
It's Fee. Fee knows what to do. She knows she has fouls. Now, do I trust the whole picture? Not necessarily. But that's what we were. And I wanted her on the floor for her last possession. That's kind of the package of that thinking.
Coach, I know when we ask about milestones, you are typically move on to the next goal.
Mm-hmm.
Regular season win number 350 for you this afternoon. Since it comes right before the AllStar break, do you get a chance to enjoy that a little bit, or are you already thinking about drawing up sets for Team Collier?
I have to pack for Indianapolis, and I don't know what I'm wearing. I don't know what our record is, let alone some crazy number that you guys have access to. So obviously I'm thrilled to be the coach here. I feel blessed. And, just thinking the other day, I probably should send Roger Griffith a few more thank you cards than I have because he's the guy who put me in this position. And but I just love coaching this team, and I care more about anything that they are trying to accomplish than obviously anything else.
And just going back to, you were talking about K-Mac and her leadership, I had the chance to just chat a little bit with Diamond before the game. She said that K-Mac in particular has been really helpful with just, some of the difficulties that she's had early this season. I'm curious if that's something that you're kind of privy to, or if you could just speak to how K-Mac has kind of helped with some of those younger players and getting them adjusted.
If you go back to 2023, now we were coming off of a really difficult season in 2022 where we didn't make the playoffs, and the chemistry was the worst team I've ever had in 2022. And we came into 2023 with a different mindset, and it could have been easy for K-Mac to not embrace the rookies, Diamond, Dorka, and Diamond gave K-Mac this energy that she didn't know she needed, is what K-Mac said. And K-Mac poured into Diamond. So it's been happening since 2023. And, everybody loves Diamond. Mac loves Diamond. And she's easy to pour into. She's fun to be around. This is a young player who they all want to play more. They all want to play more. And for someone like Mac, who's been in the league for so long and has experienced so much, including maybe not getting what she wanted in terms of, the team, the play, the whatever, she's a great resource. And Mac has always been really willing to pour into Diamond. And obviously that makes us really proud of Mac.
Well, Coach, once you do get your packing done and you head to Indianapolis, what are your expectations now that the coaching trade is done and you're going to be coaching Collier's team, and having some fun down there? Can you just tell us what you're looking forward to with this All-Star break coming up?
Harry and Izzy's. I don't know if anybody's familiar. None of you are familiar with Harry and Izzy's. There's Patrick, are you familiar with Harry and Izzy's? So I'm looking they have a tremendous lunch special. I will be getting their sliders, chicken sliders. There's a shrimp cocktail. Their sauce is incredible. That's what they're known for. You know St. Elmo's Steakhouse. So that's Harry and Izzy's is what I'm told is the younger version. So I'm looking forward to spending time with my family. I'll have Carly and Oliver. Oliver's going to be with us, and he's so excited. He loves the WNBA so much, and he's so excited to be around all these players, as is Rebecca and her son Graham, Sefu and his son Makai. So it's a time to really connect with our families, because obviously we're not getting the time now, being home with them. And as far as the game itself, I just want the players to have a good time. For me, it's like, you're named the head coach, but you're really just get out of the way. Sub. That's our biggest job, is to sub. And referees don't call anything in all-star games, so there'll be long stretches where you're trying to get players in the game. But that's our biggest responsibility, I think, is subbing and make sure that they're having fun. The other ones weren't serious? Oh. They have not, and I prefer it that way. It's kind of strange to say. I don't even know what they're doing, where it is, that sort of thing. I just know, as Courtney says, they're popping. Apparently they're popping. And they are really looking forward to All-Star and what they have going there. I'm really happy for them in this day and age of being able to monetize your greatness, your personality, your game. And I'm just really happy for them that they found something that gives them a lot of joy, and obviously gives a lot of other people joy. And they don't ask me anything, but yeah, it should be fun. Maybe some other players will join. I think that's some of the stuff that they're looking forward to. But yeah, other than that, I don't know what's happening.